this Monday, September 15th. We got 2 Monday night games, so I'm sure there's a lot of fantasy football matchups still up in the air. I mean, we got the Buccaneers. We got the who are the Bucks playing again? I've almost forgot who they're playing. I know we got the Chargers and Raiders. Why am I blanking on who the Buccaneers are playing? The Texans. There you go. Texans. So you maybe got Stroud, maybe Chubb, Nico Collins, Emeka Ibuka, Mike Evans, Baker, Bucky Irving, McConkey, Herbert potentially, Hampton, Genty. Wow, there's a lot of players. A lot of players. I'm doing terrible to start the year. In our 4 listener leagues, I think so we play 1 point versus your matchup, 1 point league median. I think the first week I went one out of 6. So, 1 out of 8. There's 8 total points. I got 1. I don't know if I'm going to do much better this week. So good for you guys if you are a listener in one of the listener leagues. Jeff is here. And, man, a whole lot of news coming out. A lot of injuries, especially quarterback injuries happening. So that's rough. That is rough. We got Burrow. We got McCarthy. Purdy's already injured. Am I missing someone? I feel like I might be missing someone there. So Jeff says, should I flex Jordan Mason, Ricky Pearsall, Tony Pollard in full PPR? Let me pull up my rankings. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay there. If you can't hear me, if it seems like I'm far away, let me know and I can change things up here. So we got Jordan Mason, Pollard, and Ricky Pearsall. Man, I really like Tony Pollard and his usage. It's just he didn't get any catches yesterday, but he's basically had 20 touches the first 2 weeks, which I love. He's gone against 2 tough defenses, looked pretty good against the Rams, but the problem is he didn't get any catches or touchdowns. So his fantasy points don't look great. They get the Colts this next week. I might go. Just don't know what to expect from Pollard in the passing game. Carson Wentz is the quarterback. Let's see here. Let me double check. I'll pull up what I have in my rankings here real quick. Sorry, I should have had that open already, Jeff. So full PPR, I think I'm going. Man, they're all so close for me. I think I'm going to go Tony Pollard, as crazy as that is. I think I'm going to go Tony Pollard there. I think I'm going to go Pollard. Down with fun. How's it going? Spiciest start sit. Quentin Johnston or Nick Chubb tonight. Half PPR. Huge has a good matchup, but Texans just announced Damian Pearson active. I'm up 8 against my opponent's Geno. Up 8 against Geno. I would say I expect Geno. Chargers defense is good, right? I think it's a good defense. Let's just say we expect Geno to go for 225 and 2. Like, is that overestimating, underestimating him? Like, I feel like I want to slightly overestimate that, like his number. He threw for 360 and 1 last week, but he was playing the Patriots. I think the Chargers defense is obviously tougher. Geno can run the ball a little bit, but let's just say he goes for like 225 and 2, and I assume it's 4 point per passing touchdown, or maybe it's 6. If it's 6 point, that gives you 8, 9, 15, 21 points. If it's 4 point, then you get 17 points. So it's kind of like, okay, who's the safest to give me 12 PPR points, I guess is what we're looking at here. I think I go Chubb. I think I go Nick Chubb. Yeah, I think I go Nick Chubb. 4 point per passing touchdown. So yeah, maybe 225 and 2 is like a little bit of an overestimation, but let's just say Geno's going to get 17 points, right? And so basically you need 9 points. You need 9, 10 points because you're already up 8. And so Yeah, you need let's just say 10 points. I think Nick Chubb's a safer bet for that, I would say. I don't know. That's kind of a tough one, to be honest. Half PPR, you always lean slightly towards the running backs. Nick Chubb last week got you 6 points only. Um, damn, that is really tough. I think I would personally go Nick Chubb, but I don't mind either one there. Which one are you leaning? I feel like you're leaning huge, right? You're leaning Quentin Johnston there. I feel like you are. Also, how's my Mac Jones? I totally was with you. Like I've been saying since Mac Jones um, got to the 49ers, like, and this was before they paid him. I said I proposed the idea of like I think they should. There's a world where they shouldn't pay Brock Purdy and just roll with Mac Jones. Now it's one game. I don't want to overreact to one game, but this is Shanahan. This is what he believes in. He believes in his system. His system is good, right? He doesn't need a person to have incredible arm talent or something like that. All he needs is a quarterback that can make reads, and these are the reads I want you to do. Make them, and then do this based on this, do that based on that, right? Like that's all you need to do in this system. I make it sound so simple, like any of us could do it. But I was saying there's a world where they don't pay Brock Purdy. Now they did pay Brock Purdy, but I think Mac Jones is going to look good. I don't know if he's going to look that good. He was awesome last week. I don't know if he's going to consistently put up, 3 touchdowns, throw for 250 and 3 or whatever it was. I just think it's crazy. Like, I was thinking a lot about like, okay, I have a lot of these players that are disappointing on my teams. The AJ Browns, the Brian Thomas Juniors, the rookie running backs are a huge disappointment to start the year. None of them have been that good. Genty and Hampton got the work. The other guys aren't getting the work. But I was thinking a lot about Trevor Lawrence and just like, he just doesn't look good. Why can't he make Brian Thomas Jr. good? Why can't he make Calvin Ridley good a couple years ago? Like, why? Why can't you do that? Why is Travis Hunter, averaging like 6 yards per reception or something? I don't know, man. He's under 60% completion, Trevor Lawrence. Like, it's so frustrating. Like, how does Brian Thomas Jr. have 12 targets yesterday? How does he have 12 freaking targets? And how many catches did he have? And he had 4 catches on 12 targets. How is that even possible? Like, what's going on here? And he had that same issue with Calvin Ridley, where it's like, oh, Ridley almost had the touchdown. And it was always like little things like, oh, he caught it, but he was slightly out of bounds or slightly overthrown. And it's like, you kind of start, you chalk it up in the moment. You chalk it up to like, oh, like it's right there. We're right there, right? But then, like when it just consistently happens over and over and over again, it's kind of like you got to start blaming the common denominator at some point, which is Trevor Lawrence. And I've been kind of on Trevor Lawrence for a while now, but yeah, it's frustrating, man. Like it's not even like Brian Thomas Jr.'s ADOT is super high. It's 13.5, which is above average, but like that's not 16, that's not 15 plus yards down the field. You shouldn't be catching, there shouldn't be 4 for 12. I don't know how many drops. I didn't go back and watch or anything like that, or how many drops Brian Thomas Jr. had or all that stuff. I'm sure he had a drop or something. I don't know, but something is off there, man. And it's so damn frustrating. So frustrating that Mac Jones makes Brian Thomas Jr. the best wide receiver, top 5 wide receiver in the NFL, and T-Law, who's supposed to be the prince who was promised. That's literally his nickname on freaking Pro Football Reference. He can't do anything with them. He can't do anything at all. So it's really, really, it's really frustrating, to be honest. I'm just actually looking up how many drops did he have. He had 1 drop according to PFF. So there were 5 drops by Jags wide receivers, which is always tough. That's a lot of drops. Brenton Strange, Travis Hunter, Dyami Brown, BTJ. So I don't know. There's just something off with this offense. Something off. Jeff, I think you should trust Tyreek. I think we're in a situation where like that Dolphins defense sucks. Like, it's really bad. And that might be great for fantasy football. This might be Bengals-esque. Now, I don't think Burrow is as good Tua is as good as Burrow, obviously. But when I mean Bengals-esque, I mean bad defense, great offense, or good offense. We could get this with the Dolphins here. Their defense is terrible. It is really, really, really bad. So, yeah, I mean, we're at a point now where it's just like, I mean, Mike McDaniel getting fired watch is there, but I mean, you kind of look at the statistics here. You had Tyreek Hill with 109 yards, Achane with 92 yards, Waddle 68 yards and a touchdown. Achane also had a touchdown. So you had their top three guys all kind of produce for you, which is great. That's really what we want here. So I want to lean QJ. Yeah, I don't mind leading Quentin Johnston. It's just, I don't know. Like, how do we expect these games to go? I think Quentin Johnston is obviously like, man, like I just don't know with the Chargers yet because, again, they dropped back to pass the ball 41 times last Friday against the Chiefs. 41 times, which means they handed the ball off 18 times. I don't expect that. I expect it to be closer to like a 50-50 split. Not quite a 50-50 split, but like closer to a 50-50 split than 41-18. And so that's obviously going to hurt Quentin Johnston if they pass the ball even 7-8 times less, right? That being said, 7 of those drop back attempts were runs by Herbert. So what if he doesn't run? That could be more targets for Quentin Johnston. Nick Chubb didn't look terrible last week. He averaged 4.5 yards per attempt. Yeah, I don't mind Quentin Johnston. It's really a toss-up to me. I would lean Nick Chubb, but I don't mind Huge at all. Frizzle, how's it going? You said Travion being my RB2 is killing me. I know what you mean, man, but I can't bench him because I got Dylan Sampson and Braylon Allen. I get it. I was trying to look up. I didn't quite research it because obviously on this channel, and we play a lot of Dynasty, and Dynasty is also becoming more popular, and so you're getting a lot more of like the redraft brain into the Dynasty world, and you're getting a lot more the Dynasty world a little bit into the redraft brain, right? Or the Dynasty brain into the redraft world. And what I mean by that is rookies are going higher than they ever have in redraft, right? And part of the reason is, well, one is because we've had a lot of success over the last 5-ish years, a lot of success of rookies coming in and producing. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, obviously the tight ends in Laporta and Brett Bowers the last couple of years. But also, I think part of it is more people are playing Dynasty, more people are paying attention to rookies, and so rookies are going higher. I know it's affecting my drafts and redraft as well. And I think we really need to reevaluate how we look at rookies in redraft. I was taking TreVeyon Henderson in the 4th round. I wouldn't take TreVeyon Henderson in the 4th round if now that I know that it's going to be 3 weeks, essentially, where I'm not going to really get anything out of him. I've started him the first 2 weeks, and now I'm going to try and bench him because he's just not playing enough. That's the same as like a 3-week suspension. Even worse because you started him the first 2 weeks, right? Anyways, what I wanted to do was to go back and look at first round, second and third round running backs and the ones that were good and how long it took them to really do something. Derrick Henry comes to mind. Derrick Henry didn't do anything. He was, Derrick Henry is a Hall of Famer. The guy's a freaking Hall of Famer. His rookie year, he put up 500 yards in 2016. He played 15 of 16 games. He put up 500 yards his rookie year. His second year, he put up only 750 yards. Like, Derrick Henry didn't do a lot. David Johnson. If you guys remember, David Johnson about 10 years ago was a rookie. He's a fantasy, Hall of Famer. He had a fantasy Hall of Fame season of, 2,100, 20 yards, 20 touchdowns, 80 catches. His rookie year, he was a third round pick. His rookie year, he played the entire season. He put up about 600. He put up about 1,000 total yards and 12 touchdowns. So he was usable, but he didn't really get going. If you look at his game log, it was his last 5-6 games of the year, right? Dalvin Cook. I think Dalvin Cook got hurt, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna double check here. Dalvin Cook got hurt, so he doesn't really count. Joe Mixon. Let's look at what Joe Mixon did. I guess my point is, like, all these guys, it took him a while to really get going. Joe Mixon, his rookie year, played in 14 of 16 games, had 900 total yards with 4 touchdowns. Let's look at his game log. Yeah, he really started to come on about mid-season. I mean, he was being used about from week 3 onward. So, yeah, it's a little bit worrisome with these guys, Like, I wouldn't have taken Travia. I would have taken him a round or two later, knowing that. But the first 3 weeks or a month, potentially, I'm not going to get much out of him. So what's the solution there, Frizzle? I mean, you really can't bench him. I'm not benching him for Braylon Allen. Dylan Sampson, I mean, he still gave you something, right? Last week, I saw that he had like 10-ish points. He caught the touchdown. So, yeah, T-Law is done. Yeah, he could be. He could be. I really might actually think Mac Jones is better than T-Law. I mean, what have we seen from T-Law? Like, we haven't seen anything. This is his 5th year. We haven't seen anything. And by the way, he played the Panthers and Bengals to start the year. 2 of maybe the worst defenses, at least last year. Those were 2 of the worst defenses in the NFL. I don't think the Panthers defense is that much better this year. I don't think the Bengals defense is that much better than this year. And we're still looking at a guy who's averaging less than 250 yards passing. He does have 2 touchdowns. Completion percentage is down. I don't know. It's worrisome for sure. What do you think of the JJ McCarthy injury? So you put injury in quotations there. So I think you're alluding to maybe they're doing a phantom injury. Let him kind of see what it's like to be a quarterback in the NFL type of thing, right? So I could see it as that for sure. I could see it as that. I mean, the Vikings are a team that is kind of built to win now. I mean, they were 14-3 last year. They have a good coach. They have a good defense. They have weapons, Justin Jefferson, Hawkinson, Addison, all this stuff. Like, I could see it as like a phantom injury because, I think Carson Wentz comes in and steadies the ship a little bit, as crazy as that sounds. If Carson Wentz is the one, that I assume Carson Wentz is going to be the one to go in there and start, right? Because they didn't they trade. Yeah, they traded Howell, right? So yeah, it could be a phantom injury. I think it's actually good for fantasy. Obviously, not good for your McCarthy shares. I don't think it will hurt him too much, but it's going to limit his. It's going to limit his. If he had a big September McCarthy, he was going to shoot up dynasty rankings, right? So yeah, I mean, maybe it's a phantom injury. I don't know. I think it's good for Jefferson and Hawkinson and Addison when he comes back, because I think Wentz will, be a little bit more consistent there. So, I mean, the truth is, McCarthy made that comeback against the Bears. Bears are looking terrible, by the way. They just gave up 50-something points to the Lions. We've seen, like Collinsworth was saying on the broadcast, we've seen 8 quarters of JJ McCarthy, 7 bad, 1 good, So, yeah, Caleb Johnson, man. I'm not trying to say anything about Caleb Johnson. He was always in that group of running backs of Judkins, Travion, Johnson, Dylan Sampson for me personally. Maybe I'm forgetting someone. I was always kind of the lowest on Caleb Johnson. Felt the lowest on him. But yeah, I mean, that mistake he made was pretty bad. Bronson here says he traded Kyler McBride and either Kupp or Devontae for Jaden Daniels, Nico Collins, and Krosky Merritt. 2 quarterback, 3 flex redraft. Other quarterback, Josh Allen. Other running backs are Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Javonte. As crazy as it might sound, with the Jaden Daniels injury, so it's a knee injury, and I mean, you could see it on the broadcast. He didn't look right. Yeah, when after he got hit, and so he might be out this week. There's a good chance he misses this week, and who knows how long. As crazy as it sounds, I think I'm taking Kyler over Jaden Daniels at this point right now. Like if someone said, you choose your quarterback for the rest of the season, you want Kyler Murray or Jaden Daniels. With the uncertainty of Daniels already probably missing this game, could miss more than that, and it's a knee injury, and his superpower is running the ball, and who knows what he's going to look like when he comes back from that. I think I'm taking Kyler. I think I'm going to take Kyler rest of the season. So, so would I trade Kyler McBride and then either Kupp or Devontae for Jaden Daniels? So give me Kyler over Daniels. I think the combination of McBride and either Kupp or Devontae is better than Nico Collins and Krosky Merritt. This is redraft, I'm assuming, right? And you're starting, so it's a 3 flex. So I assume it's a 2 running back, 3 flex. So you can start 5 running backs essentially, right? I don't know who your other wide receivers are, but you're for sure starting those guys over Krosky Merritt. So if you have 4 wide receivers that you're starting, I don't know. I'm curious what you guys in the chat think here. What side would you take in redraft? Kyler McBride and then either Kupp or Devontae, Jaden Daniels, Nico Collins, or Krosky Merritt. I think I'm taking the Kyler side with the uncertainty of Jaden Daniels. So Trey McBride is going to be insane this year. He's going to put up kind of bonkers numbers. Is my guess. I mean, he didn't even have a huge game, but he's gonna give you 6-8 catches every game. So I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I think I lead in the Kyler side, but okay. You said other wide receivers. I'm stupid. Other wide receivers: Chase, Debo, DJ Moore, Olave, Godwin, Waddle. So let's think about this. So you're receiving those players. Like Krosky Merritt is just going to your bench, right? Chase, Debo, DJ Moore. How did you get all these guys? Chase, Debo, DJ Moore. I don't know. I feel like both. So you're for sure starting Jamar Chase, Debo, Samuel, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs. Those are your positional guys. Your flexes right now are Javonte, probably like Olave, and then either, Kupp, Devontae, DJ Moore. Like Krosky Merritt and all of that is like the last player you're starting out of all these guys. So I feel like you're just trading him. I don't know. I'm keeping Kyler and McBride, I think. I think that's what I'm doing there. I agree with you. I'm worried about RJ Harvey. I'm more worried about RJ Harvey than I am TreVeyon Henderson, because at least Henderson's he's looked really good in his touches. I'm not to say Harvey's looked bad necessarily, but he's had one 50-yard run or whatever it was, right? He has, 66 of his, he's had 13 touches, 66 of his yards have come on 2 touches, right? But yeah, I'm worried about it too. I am worried about Harvey for redraft. I really am. Turned down a trade for my Puka. They're Achane and Garrett Wilson. Your thoughts? Again, Jeff, this is redraft, right? I think I would have taken the Achane Garrett Wilson side. I would. I think Achane's going to be so good this year. Like potential RB1 good this year. That's how good I think Achane can be. And Garrett Wilson's no slouch. I know Puka's going to be awesome, but I have a feeling if I had to bet right now, I think it's about a 50-50 bet about who's better, Puka or Achane, rest of the season. And I might lead Achane there. I really might. And then you're getting Garrett Wilson on top, who's going to be a top 20 wide receiver, in my opinion. So if that's redraft, I would have taken Achane and Garrett Wilson. If that's dynasty, it's a little bit closer, but I think I still might take it. So they said Wentz is starting. What's up, Kyle? 12-man full PPR trade away Kyren, get Chase, yes or no? Yeah. Talking about Jamar Chase or Chase Brown? And yes, drop a like. Drop a like, guys. If you're in here watching, make sure to hit that like button. You talking about Chase Brown or Jamar Chase? I assume you're talking about Chase Brown and not Jamar Chase. Because if you're talking about Jamar Chase, then that's a huge smash to the Jamar Chase side, right? A huge smash. Let's see. Did you comment here? Jamar, the guy's desperate. 100%. I know Browning is going to be the starter maybe the rest of the season, but Jake Browning, if you look at his stats from when he was the starter a couple years ago, he was on pace for like 4,500 yards and like 28 touchdowns. Now he's throwing an interception every game, so that's not great. But yeah, he needs to for sure cut down on those. So yeah, I would 100% take Jamar Chase. 100%. I like Kyren, but I would take him. Fantasy season is in shambles. So many question marks. It is, and it's these quarterbacks getting injured. Purdy, Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, JJ McCarthy. The only one I think is actually could be better for fantasy is, well, I guess you can argue Mac Jones taking over as the starter, but I was going to say McCarthy going down. So yeah, my teams are not doing good to start the year. I'm doing good in other leagues except our listener leagues. I have 4 listener leagues. We play 1 point for a head-to-head matchup, 1 point for league median. So every week you can get 2 points. So out of the 8 possible points I could have gotten in my 4 listener leagues, I got 1 point. And this week might be the same. I'll be happy to get 1 or 2 points this week. So I need to start making some moves or something. It's not looking good. Not looking good at all. It is in shambles. So hopefully the games tonight are going to be pretty good. Yeah, I hope the games tonight are going to be pretty good. Sorry, I'm just responding. So we'll be live a little bit longer, guys. If you have any other questions, leave them in the chat. If not, maybe we'll take off a little bit earlier, get set up, get ready for these games, which will be exciting, hopefully. I'm going to be back to the Dynasty waiver wire videos coming out weekly, so watch out for those. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. Let's see if any of my listener league matchups. So our redraft league, I'm up by 14 points. And I don't have anyone left. And he has Baker and Jacoby Myers. So I lost that one. Our other listener league, in our Dynasty listener league, I am basically tied. I'm tied with the player. I have Tyler Conklin. He has Jacoby Myers. It is a tight end premium league, and we are literally like 0.3 points separated. 140. Oh no, sorry, about 2 points separated. So I'm down by 2. I have Conklin. Probably lose that one, but we'll see. The other one, I am, again, we are basically tied, and it's Bucky Irving versus Genty and Nick Chubb. So Bucky Irving's going to have to go off for me. And then the other last one, I'm up by 16. I have Bucky Irving again. I really need Bucky Irving to go off. I am facing Jacoby Myers, Ashton Genty, and Geno Smith, and I'm up 15. So let's just say like Jacoby Myers. So I'm basically like we're even, and I'm facing. Yeah, that's going to be tough. All of these are going to be tough. Should be a good slate tonight. Yeah, I think it should be. Yeah. So, Jeff, would you trade away Scary Terry or be patient with him? My other wide receivers are Puka, Tyreek, and Pearsall. It depends what you get there. Jeff Rogers, I don't know why I said your full name. Just be aware. We could be Marcus Mariota, right? Jaden Daniels sounds like he's not going to play this week, and we don't know how long that's going to be, right? And didn't Marcus? Let me see here. I thought he played. So Mariota played in. Did he start a game? He played basically 2 full games last year. I don't think Terry McLaurin played in one of them. Did he play in week 7? So we really only have like 1 game of sample size for Terry McLaurin and Marcus Mariota. And we have, let's see here, week 7 of last year. Oh, we have two games. We have 2 game sample size. One of them, 6 targets, 6 catches, 98 yards, 12 targets, 8 catches, 62 yards, and a touchdown. So 2 games. He played in 2 games with Mariota. He basically had 9 targets a game, 7 catches, about 80 yards and half a touchdown. So I'd be a little bit patient. He started off like this last year, and he didn't have a training camp really. So, yeah, I would be a little bit patient with him. But again, it always depends on who you can get there, Jeff. It really does. It really does. Any other questions you guys got? So yeah, be on the lookout for the Dynasty waiver wire if you want to check that out. I don't do normal waiver wire videos. There's already way too many videos out there for all of that. So you can check all those out. There's not much difference between them. But yeah, man, let me see my other leagues. Let me make. I was just sad about how bad I was doing in all those listener leagues. In our main home redraft league, I'm going to win, or I've already won. It looks like in our main home dynasty league, it looks like I've won already. In another league here, I lost. This guy put up 240 against me. Holy crap! It looks like I'd be the 3rd highest scorer. This league I won. Okay, so I'm doing all right in my other leagues, just not so much in my listener league. So, but yeah, just wanted to hop on and get everyone. How's everyone feeling with all these injury newses and all that crap? It's been a little bit crazy, I'd say. Yeah, a little bit crazy. But hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully the ship gets righted a little bit and we do it. I have this one dynasty team which is really damn good. Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson are my quarterbacks, and I have Geno Smith as my QB3. Devon Achane, James Conner, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey are my running backs. I also have Corey Krosky-Merritt, Tony Pollard. My wide receivers aren't super great, but it's Tyreek Hill, Calvin Ridley, Debo. And then I have a couple other, Keenan Allen, Wandale. By the way, Wandale Robinson, what a game. And then Jonnu is my tight end. But yeah, that seems kind of stacked. Is it really Daniel Jones season? Why not, I guess? I guess it is. It's Daniel freaking Jones season, man. Daniel Jones. Looks like Peyton Manning there. Yeah? He looks like Peyton Manning. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, he looks good. He looks good. They have weapons. Pittman, Tyler Warren, Josh Downs, Jonathan Taylor in the run game. Like, he can run the ball himself. Yeah, he looks awesome. He really looks awesome. So, Thursday, Sunday night football game. Yeah, it was a pretty funny game. It was a pretty funny game. It was really not great. I mean, I was excited about the McCarthy-Penix matchup. And it didn't really show out. Yeah. Giants were holding him back for so long. He's basically like Josh Allen light. Yeah, I don't know if I'd go that far. I don't think he has the arm of Josh Allen, Daniel Jones. But I will say this. His best receiver in his career with the Giants was probably like Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton, right? I don't think, he didn't line up with Odell. I mean, maybe Saquon Barkley. Like, the receivers this guy was throwing to were not very good. His rookie year, it was Darius Slayton, a 31-year-old Golden Tate, Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram. Like, those were his best receivers in his career. So now you're throwing the ball to Michael Pittman, who I think is probably better than any of those guys. Tyler Warren is definitely better than Evan Ingram. Josh Downs is a really good player. He has guys like Alec Pierce. He probably has, he has a really good running back in Jonathan Taylor. So, yeah, he has weapons. Is Mason going to go off since Aaron Jones is hurt? I picked him up. There's a very good chance he will. The one thing I'll say about Jordan Mason is I don't know if he's going to do anything in the receiving game for you in the catching passes. Like, he may catch a couple, but he might give you like 2 for 10 yards. I don't think he's a very good receiver. And maybe they use Ty Chandler, who's still there. Maybe they use Ty Chandler more as depth, or like as a third down back, and just avoid giving it to Mason. So maybe, or Xavier Scott. I don't know anything about Xavier Scott, but yeah. There's a good chance that Jordan Mason looks really good. But I don't want him to be a trap back. That's my only concern about Jordan Mason, is that he's going to be a bit of a trap back. He's going to be this running back that carries the ball 15 to 20 times a game, averages 4 to 4.5 yards per carry. And when you look at the box score, you're like, oh, sweet, 20 touches. And it equates to 90 yards on the ground. No touchdown, 1 or 2 catches. And so he's giving you 11 or 12 PPR points per game. And he needs a touchdown to get you really as like a difference maker, because I don't think he's a very, explosive, efficient guy. I don't think he's going to have a stat line of like 15 for 130 or something. He's just going to be a consistent, type of player. That maybe I'm wrong about that. So he's going to have to start catching some passes or scoring touchdowns. So Jaylen Warren, the RB1. I mean, it's not Caleb Johnson, that's for sure. Yeah. I mean, 31 touches, so about 15 touches per game the first 2 weeks. Sure. I mean, Kenneth Gainwell's playing a lot. Kenneth Gainwell's playing like 50% of the snaps or so. So Gainwell's still going to be, involved and stuff like that, but they haven't looked good running the ball. That's my only hope for Caleb Johnson. I didn't draft him in redraft at all, but my only hope for Caleb Johnson is that the Gainwell and Jaylen Warren have looked not very good running the ball, and they may want to get Caleb Johnson involved for that reason. So I think Brian Thomas Jr. and TreVeyon Henderson, should we be worried? I think for Henderson, I mean, you're worried in that you drafted him as like a top 5 guy for your team, and you're basically benching him at this point if you can until you see something. Now, I do think we will see a good stretch run from TreVeyon Henderson. But is it going to come in mid-October? Is it going to come in November? Is it going to come in December? Who knows? You're benching him until otherwise. Brian Thomas Jr., you're going to keep starting. They have to get that going. I think it's more of a Trevor Lawrence problem than anything, personally. I'm on the side of like Trevor Lawrence is not a very good quarterback. So yeah. Yeah. Did Dameon Pierce did he get cut? Let me see here. Or just that he's inactive? Yeah. What are you saying? You think he's going to get cut or something? Or did someone drop him in a league? He's inactive. Yeah. It's weird, right? Doesn't it feel like Dameon Pierce should be like used a little bit more? It's like, hey, he was pretty good his rookie year. I don't know. It just feels a little bit strange of just like, is he really that bad? Because like he's only had one real opportunity and he rushed for almost 1,000 yards in 13 games, averaged 4.3 yards per catch. I don't know. Very, very strange. I do think he's going to get traded too. Jets do need to start Isaiah Davis. Yeah. But anyway, guys, we're going to take off here. We'll be back. Try and be back tomorrow. We'll see for sure Wednesday night. Appreciate you all. Be on the lookout for the Dynasty Waiver Wire show. And I hope Bucky Irving goes off. And I hope all the players that I mentioned I'm playing against, Jakobi Meyers, Baker, all those guys just really, really suck. So, and I'm going to be following this very, very closely. You need Chubb up 8 or 9 points. It was Chubb versus Quentin Johnston. Let's go. Appreciate you all, and we'll see you guys in the next stream.